Greetings everyone, this is Force of Nature Top Tier Tips, and I welcome you to your prime spot for tips and tricks to help you level up at Dead or Alive 6. Alright, as you've probably guessed, the Top Tier Tips Advanced series has been revived. This time, it's going to be moving on to Dead or Alive 6. Alright, in this session we're going to be taking a look at movement, so basically how to move in Dead or Alive 6. Alright, in Dead or Alive, in a simple sense, you can move by just simply pressing forward, or back, or even just holding forward, or pressing back, and if you just hold back and you go into a little blocking stance. This is like very like basic movement in DOA, and it's not really like that effective. For movement in DOA, what I highly recommend is trying what's called the forward, back, or 6-6-4-4. So what you do is you press back, then hold, or you press forward, and hold, and you can like run at your opponent. Alright, the reason why I recommend the back motion is because it goes into a blocking stance. Because you see right here, you see Ayane, how she brings up her hands to show that she's in a blocking stance. While you're in this position, in that stance, what that does is you'll block all high and mid attacks, but like low attacks can still end up hitting you. So it's a highly recommended stance. Another way to end up going into this 4-4 called the free step block back step is pressing 7 or up back. See, it goes into it automatically, and you notice that when Ayane walks forward, she's not blocking, but when she walks back, she is. So pressing 7 allows you to go into this. If you press 1, then you'll just simply creep back. So you have to press 7 if you want to go into it. It's really good for like just staying a bit under control during the footsie spacing game right here. Like you can kind of like go back and forth like that. But the type of movement that I tend to like is just simply go forward, back like this. It's just continuous 6-6-4-4 movement. Alright, so that's like kind of just general movement in DOA. Some other movement you can do are forward crouch dashes or wave dashes. You can input it either by doing 3-3, like right here, then you'll crouch dash. Or you could do forward, quarter circle forward, and you get a little crouch dash right here. You see right here, Ayane ends up dashing forward a bit. It ends up advancing while you're crouching. Between the two, I would recommend just using 3-3 because it's easier to do it repeatedly while you stay in like a crouching position, which is always good. Where the quarter circle forward, I find is it has a bit more of a recovery to it. So yeah, I just simply recommend 3-3. Another thing I like about 3-3 is that you can buffer like 3-3 inputs. With someone like Ayane, all I can do is 3-3P. But like with someone like Kasumi, for instance, can do like she can end up doing like a 3-3P, a 3-3K, or like a 3-3T. Like I'll just show you right here. As you can see there, Kasumi has 3 moves out of her 3-3 crouch dash. 3-3P, the counter hit launcher. 3-3K, which would be a normal hit launcher that's actually safe on block. And a very strong throw out of her crouch dash, or 3-3T. So for instance, if you were to like get your opponent like stunned or something, then you can like dash in and either try and go for your safe launcher if it gets blocked, or if they think they're going to hold, then going for the throw would be a really smart choice. So 3-3 crouch dashes can be really good for characters that have really good options out of it. Alright, now I'm going to show you another technique that's good for people that want to dash back really fast. I think I alluded to earlier that I said that 4-4 back dashes are really bad in DOA. Like, they're just there for the sake of having a back dash, but they're really not good. What I want you to end up using instead is the Korean backdash canceling, which is inputted with just constant quarter circle forward, or 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So kind of like flicking your stick or flicking the control pad back. With this, you can end up creating space between you and your opponent really quickly. So this is definitely a technique that I recommend for you to practice. Like, it's just simply like a really quick flick back. So yeah, just try and use that as much as you can over 4-4. In Dead or Alive, including Dead or Alive 6, there's one thing I want you to pay attention to. It's open and closed stance. Right now you see that Ayone's left foot is forward and Kasumi's right foot is forward. This would be open stance. If they were to change their feet position, like right now, when you run forward it can switch sides. Right now this would be closed stance where both characters have their right foot forward. I want you to pay attention to this because some moves can take on different properties whether they end up connected while both characters are in open stance or in closed stance. So in Dead or Alive, in the Dead or Alive 5 last run, or the Dead or Alive 5 series, opening closed stance did change things quite a bit, but I think it's been it's a bit more lax or lenient in DOA6, but that is something to keep in mind when you're exploring setups with your character. Alright, for a recap on movement, the movement you're going to be using the most often is just simply back, back, forward, forward movement. See, it covers good distance and keeps you relatively safe while advancing the opponent. If you want to have more tighter footsies, then you can go use 7 to go into a free step block back step. So when you walk back, you go into a garden stance, and you can move forward like back and forth like this, and just move in and out around your comfortable range and outside, and just slightly outside of your opponent's comfortable range. If you need to retreat quickly, then use Korean backdashing, so fast quarter circle forward or quarter circle backs. And of course, if you ever need to advance on the opponent quickly, you can run at them. But of course, running them or doing also crouch dashes, which can avoid highs, can be blown up if you use it carelessly. But sometimes, if you're running out of time and you have a life deficit, you're gonna have to go at the opponent quickly sometimes. In DOA6 and DOA in general, the environment is a huge part of the game, so free movement or free stepping is very important. With most characters in DOA6, free stepping is usually very smooth. You just simply hold up or hold down, and then you can reposition yourself and your opponent. Generally, what you want to do, of course, with your repositioning is reposition your opponent towards danger and keeping yourself away from danger, such as like danger zones, for instance. So with free stepping, it's similar to the free step block back step. So when you're walking back, you're safe, but when you're walking forward or sideways, you see you're not blocking. So what you're doing is always keep in mind of where your position is with regards to both your opponent and different hazards with your opponent. So this is a big part of your strategy in DOA is proper ring positioning. I also will let you know that also in Dead or Alive 6 that sidestepping is also really good, and more specifically sidestep attacks. So if you do actually want to use sidewalking to avoid stuff, I do recommend just simply using the sidestep attack. Free stepping can avoid strings, but sometimes you might get clipped, so you do have to so it is safer to simply do a normal sidestep. Lastly, with regards to movement, what I want you to do now is pay attention to any sort of kind of special movement that your characters can do. Alright, with Ayone as an example, she has quite a bit of special movement options. She can twirl back, she can twirl forward, she could jump over stuff, she can go into back turn stance, which actually ends up creating space. So for any kind of like special movements that your characters have, like Kasumi can do like a special dash forward called Hoshimpo. She can like end up like jumping around. She can like do like backflips and stuff. So characters like Christy have special side steps. Bayman has a special roll. So there's lots of different stances and stuff like that. So yeah, so basically just try and use your different kind of movement options to your advantage, and that just show how kind of dynamic combat can be in Dead or Alive 6. Anyways, that's it for now. If you have any more questions about anything, feel free to contact me on my YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, so you can like leave a comment down below. You can also contact Force of Nature on freestepdodge.com, and be on the lookout for more further guides for the Top Tier Tips Advanced series for Dead or Alive 6, and also be sure to check out my character guides, because as you know, more will be on the way. But yeah, this is it for this session, so thanks for tuning in. This is Force of Nature signing off, and I'll see you next time on Top Tier Tips.